I say, whoa, now there, what's happening with the world? Shemaz and them 5 shot reporting on the bamboos again. News network. There's a lot of gnats out here. I think they bite me. Anywho, I'ma just freestyle this off the dome. And this video is dedicated to my mans and them, Emmanuel, aka Head Sanford. Me and my partner was having a philosophical discussion that I felt like would be better explained on a video. You know what I mean? And we were basically just having a discourse about current events, him having faith that black people will arise and this, that, and the third. Um, and I'm of the belief we can have a disagreement, but I still my mind's in them. But I believe if you believe something, you should be able to state what you believe, stand on what you believe. People should see the evidence of what you believe, and you should be willing to bet the house on it. And I've made prior videos, last 2 or 3 videos about what I see going on in society with the riots and the manufactured riots that are being funded and spearheaded, organized by the heir of the Walmart dynasty, the Walton woman. Nothing is as it appears to be. None of these events are actually just organic, haphazard events. They're all being manufactured through the New World Order of the adversary to bring us to a point. And I've made prior videos about all roads leading to Rome, aka the beast system, one world religion, one world currency. You'll basically be a bot. You know what I mean? All free thinking will be outlawed. That's why they're going after the First Amendment, the right to peacefully assemble. The Constitution is nothing more than a piece of paper hanging up, but don't nobody go by, or they selectively go by. Case in point, you'll see someone who gets, let's say, indicted by the feds for insider trading, when all the people in government practice insider trading. I seen a piece of information about the 10 richest black people, right? Some of them in media, some of them I've never even heard of. But again, we can't rise up. And I know it's hard to hear. We can't. Because if we could, we'd have been done, did it already. And all the prior uprisings or what, not Black Lives Matter, what's them, like during the Black Panther time, they were all stomped out. Black Wall Street stomped out. We're not, again, I keep reiterating this. We're not meant, I know it's hard to hear, but we're not going to get out of it until God let us out. I knew this personally when I found myself homeless, when I tried everything to get out of it. And then certain things that a Negro typically do, sell drugs, hit somebody upside the head, manipulate some woman, wasn't in my spirit to do that. Somehow I inherently knew I'm going to just have to bear up under this because it's my decision making that led me into this. And I ain't going to get out of it till the Most High let me out, until I learn the proper lessons and the proper things have been forged in me. You know what I'm saying? And that happened over 13, 14 years ago. And based on that experience, I'm still operating from what I learned back then. Sometimes, in order to repent truly, there has to be some consequence or pain. You know what I mean? But yeah, I divert from the purpose or the cause of the thing, right? Because I can just take this in so many different facets. We're not gonna rise up. And like with Black Lives Matter, back to that point, the only reason we rose up is because the people on TV told us to do that. But ain't no brothers get together and all that and say, hey, we need to stand up. The people on TV told. People got the shot about 5 years ago because the people on TV told you to do it. And then when everybody had apprehension, then they threatened your livelihood. And then they got everybody to break. You know what I'm saying? None of this is like I make content about certain things are meant to happen. So let's say hypothetically, whatever's going on in the Middle East, right? If the man who invents the water power engine allows that to take hold, you see what I'm saying? Then the OPEC nations don't, or the European nations don't have a reason to try to, engage with the Middle Eastern nations. Prophecy don't get fulfilled. If Spartacus wins, way back when he was operating, there's no Roman Empire for us to be in the state that we're in now in Rome 2.0. again, I keep going back to when I watched the Mission Impossible movie, and they kept having this reoccurring theme rather, that it is written. Now my partner was saying, the Bible, the white man whitewashed it. Yeah, yeah, he did. But I have a Bible that actually has the people's actual name. Like John is actually, if I'm pronouncing right, Johann. I get all that. You know what I'm saying? But me living in obedience and understanding or having it revealed to me, spiritual inklings or insight, at the most darkest time the earth has ever been here in Babylon, I'm the best I've ever been. So what do you articulate that to? People will increase in knowledge and still never come to know the truth. Or like when Yeshua asked Peter, which I think it's Kepner in the version I have, who do people say I am? And some people say I'm Elijah, or some people say, I'm Moses or whatever. He was like, but who you say I am? He said, you the son of the living God. He was like, you are blessed because my Father has revealed this to you. Certain stuff we read in the Bible, like the Lord's will, our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, your will be done. Said it 1,000 times, but not thinking, your will be done, not mine. I would love to see, just for the optic purposes of it, or during the New Breed Ringo situation, it was very inspiring and hopeful to see brothers come together, and we see how that went. You know what I'm saying? It's not meant to happen. Now maybe in small conclaves or your circle of friends and family, maybe you're able to, prepare for what's coming and all that. But ain't no be no mass uprising. Was there a mass uprising during the first Exodus? Or did he say, nah, because, well, they weren't disobedient. From my understanding, they weren't disobedient then. But I'm going to put you in this situation to show you my power. See, I think here in Babylon, where because of the medical and mental health industry that I work in, nobody can hold up to any level of uncomfortability or suffering. Where back in ancient days, they judged a man by how much you can suffer, bear up, how strong you are mentally, physically, whatever the case may be. Again, I've said it before, we're not fighting for equality or better treatment. We're actually fighting for better enslavement. Because here's the thing, let's say we get free or we have our own community. Now we're responsible for that. So if something go wrong, we don't have nobody else to blame. A lot, even in the field I work in, a lot of people will, let's say, get off drugs and alcohol, right? But they won't assume full responsibility of their lives, because if I do that and it go wrong or it don't work out right, I ain't gonna have nobody else to blame. And I'm thinking, with the American psychology of ego and image and so on and so forth, no one's willing to put themselves, or the vast majority, in that mental space. I don't have a fear of failure anymore. It doesn't attach to my ego, which I don't have, or at least I'm mindful to keep checking to make sure I don't. You understand? But like I said, okay, we get free. Then what? We can't deal with each other now. So now, and I use sports analogy. We practice horribly, but now when the game situation presents itself, now somebody or a group of people who have been practicing horribly all season, now we're banking on the fact that it's game 7 and you're going to score 20 points. Could it happen? Yeah. Is it going to happen? Probably not. Other than Allen Iverson practice, we ain't talking about the game. We talking about, but he was naturally nice. You know what I'm saying? We're not used to working together. We're not used to, like, we're programmed to see each other as competition. It's all, even if you look out throughout the scripts of human history, more oftentimes than not, whatever movement was going on was curtailed because they co-opted someone and infiltrated it. The Judas principle is all about our culture. Speaking of culture and identity, we're the only race of people who don't know our culture, other than the one they sell to us, which don't benefit us none. Whoredom, gangsterism, macho machismo, and all this, that, and the third. And how has any of that benefited us? And why we still do it? We don't even have an identity to go back to. But we do. They've just stolen our identity. So now the people who are assuming our identity, we don't think it is. And on top of it, we're so generationally cursed, I'll put it that way, that then to live by our true culture, we rather live this way. I mean, I can't really quantify it no clearer. and I'm willing to bet the house on it. And like I said, I think it was in the last video, if they continue this rhetoric of ICE riots and this, that, and the third. Now I've heard that the gang members are getting involved, right? Who are co-opted at the top, just like everything else. Watch what I tell you. If they continue to do this, the Hebrew Israelite organizational groups are going to get into it. But the Nation of Islam, the Hebrew Israelite cults, yeah, they're cults, the Christianized church, all at their origin have Masonic origins and start. The NAACP wasn't started by black people. They give you these symbolic victories or the illusion of some type of da da da. But again, with these, let's say the black church, where are the training schools? Where are these people at in the community? Because I talked about on another video, the 501c3 status means you can't do but so much or you'll lose your tax exemption. So I'll restrict myself, or I'll put myself under somebody or subjection to somebody else to not pay tax. When the Bible says render unto Caesar what's his, and to the Most High was his. And how many of these people have said, because I was a part of one of these groups, I was able to grow and evolve, and now I'm a better version. It's all about keeping you within the group construct. If we look at the scriptures, whether it be the prophets, Yeshua, or the disciples, they actually ran afoul of organized religion and the governing body. Nowadays, nobody want to do that. Nobody want to go through the hardship of being set up or okay, I got one for you, and I've been through this personally. Now, I didn't go through it and it happened. It just happened, and then I see the Most High was just dealing with me, right? How many people right here, right now, personal question, and I'm saying to myself as well, are willing to forsake the world to follow Yeshua, right, as the mediator to Yah, right, and lose everything? Technically, when all Babylon, we're going to lose everything anyway. But are you losing it because, the circumstances caused, or did you lose it for the God, where it say, he who seeks to gain his life will lose it, and he who seeks to lose his life will gain it? By me attempting to be obedient, right, to the best of my ability, I've basically given up the will of my own life, the direction it goes, so on and so forth. But I've gained my life. I've never been able to handle just life circumstance or hardship the way I handle it now, like water going off a duck back. It's crazy how when I was in the world or backsliding, I got more grace and mercy in the world. When I chose to let go of certain vices and so on and so forth, and go down this path that I didn't know where it was leading, all hell broke loose. But not realize, as long as I stayed on the path this go round, I was strengthened in areas that I didn't even know I needed, and not in a puffed up with knowledge aspect, because I don't know if I've learned anything. It was just revealed unto me, and then I tried to operate in it. How does a man in the land of harlotry that probably rivals Sodom and Gomorrah keep himself sexually pure unless it's been revealed to him in wisdom? You better not do that. And what man can take fire into his bosom and not get burnt? Now, intellectually, it's vexing because you have your natural proclivities for, procreation, companionship, so on and so forth. But I don't have none of the problems anybody else got when it comes to dealing with the opposite gender in a quote unquote dating, which is a modern or Europeanized term. Ain't nobody dating nobody. Everything a lie. So much so, even if someone were to tell you the truth, you'd rather just hear the lie that makes you more comfortable. Not talking about my man, I'm just saying in general. You know what I'm saying? And I stand on what I said. I've never been this dug in. I talked about my old job, me having to stand up for them people, leave a job that I had, upward trajectory in because I chose my principles over fake fiat currency. And the Most High sustained me as I continue to assume more financial responsibility. How that happened? I'm still trying to figure out how my math is mathing. But as the word said, I will take, I will uphold you with the righteousness of my right hand. Not because I'm righteous. Not at all. Because my righteousness like filthy rags. You understand me? Man, sometimes if you could see the thoughts that go through my, I don't act on it, but if you could see the thoughts go through my head, man, I'd be in jail somewhere. Every day, B. You know what I mean? I'm thoroughly convinced at this point, he's just choosing to show his power through me. My ability to reject the world. You know what I'm saying? My ability to sexually discipline myself when temptation everywhere. You know what I'm saying? The spiritual instincts, as I like to call it, where I'm able to navigate situations that aren't readily optically discerning. You can't necessarily discern what you're looking at or what it is, or this could seem promising, but something in my spirit say, "Nah, don't fool with that." Or on the flip side of it, my mind say, "Oh, we should do this." No, my mind saying, "Nah, that ain't gonna work. Nah, don't do that." But my spirit like, "Yo, yeah, that." You know what I'm saying? The word talk about how he'll use the foolish things to confound the wise. Like when I broke my neck and technically was dead according to the ambulance people. And as I like the word, it got resurrected. And I have no physical, mental, or reciprocal action of that event. You know, do thousands of push-ups and you know what I'm saying? And it don't hold me. It's not like I'm traumatized. Like I might ride past that area, ride past and forget, oh yeah, that's where I almost died at. Where is the word talks about overcoming? You know how you overcome the world? By not giving your energy to it. Because now, what I believe, we're about to start seeing some stuff, not even like alien wise, nothing like that, but they're going to trigger you based on what you desire. I've had this take place kind of somewhat recent, within the last year, of people presenting themselves like the adversary do as an angel of light. You understand me? And it seems like it's everything that's conducive to where I'm at with it now, but there's something that I can't put my finger on, and then later on reveal. So I just wait it out. Like I ain't gonna jump out. Okay, we'll see. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been waiting. And then me and my man was talking about like, well, when is God gonna do this and when he gonna do that? And I get it. But if I'm able to dictate to God, that means God ain't God. If I'm telling him what to do, I'm supposed to do what he tell me to do. You know what I'm saying? Even if it don't make no sense. Even if I don't understand. I don't understand much of nothing in this world. But somehow or another, I'm still able to navigate it. And the evidence being produced, I don't get bamboozled. You know what I'm saying? And it's not because I'm so smart, I'm so tough, I'm so raw, I'm so mean. It's just wisdom that came through suffering. Or how the word say, I'm gonna paraphrase this. How does it say? Is it patience leading to endurance, or vice versa, or endurance leading to patience? But after those things have gone there through their natural process, you'll be complete, lacking nothing. Now we're not talking about in the worldly sense of, oh, I got an abundance of cars or whatever. But again, every time something happened, somehow I magically got the money to do it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't missed no bills. You know what I'm saying? Uh, I can't even explain it. The math shouldn't be math, but it's mathing. And not only that, but I'm literally saying during there, everybody regress behaviorally and spiritually. The word talks about people being spiritually dead. They're darn there, like I kind of like that movie Eyes Wide Shut, where you put the glass on and you see things for really what they is. Like you might see a sign say McDonald's, but it really say consume, or you go into the convenience store and it say Slim Jims, but and from your eyes it say cancer. You know what I mean? And it can be maddening, no diggity, no doubt. But I don't know. He just walked me through the process, and I'm really kind of it just is. Ain't nothing for me to get all alarmed about. Cause back to that point, it's written. And then how do we get away from, okay, let's say the talk God don't exist or he's whitewashed or whatever. But how and still are we in perfect alignment with prophecy? How? It's in the word that say he made the end from the beginning, so he should be able to prophesy to someone, say now, if he's already made the end of the movie before the movie even got started. My mind helped me. I never heard this one in the word, but I did. It's in there where it said it is for His glory to conceal a matter. And I know this perfectly. If if I knew, let's say 5 years ago, what I know now, I wouldn't be able to handle it. Just like you can't, like if you ain't never lift no weights, you just can't get under 225 and bench it. You gotta build yourself up to that. It's a process. There are growing pains in the spiritual walk. I darn near got depressed seeing the world for what it is. Oh snap, my friends ain't really my friends. Not even that. They're actually hindrances, and they ain't got the love for me that I got for them. Living life, and then you wake up one day and just realize all my pursuits have been futile or an illusion, or the things I was pursuing won't amount to a hill of beans. So then that's it on. Now what I do moving forward? That's why I'm sitting by the water now. Not because, I'm in that space, but this is like my recharge station where I do an internal audit of me. I kind of cast off the world and, you know, just kind of get to myself. And, the earth or just nature helped me feel closer to the entity that been saving my life all my life. Because I'm good and stupid. They say God help babies and fools. And prior to this maturation, technically I was both, no matter what my chronological age was. But anybody will tell you I'm very intellectual and I'm smart and I give you great advice that I won't take myself. I just told you do it because I don't want to be no bamboozler, but I'm finna do what I want to do, which will end up leading to my destruction had he not short-stopped my life by darn near taking it. And by all accounts, that should have been the case. Instead of making YouTube videos in relative peace, I should at best be a tombstone somewhere. A statistic, another waste of a life, all that. You know what I mean? So now in understanding that, I'm a better steward of practical things, material things, and spiritual things. You know what I'm saying, me? Because it took years to get to this point. This wasn't no fly by. I ain't get on real quick or none of that. This been a slow grind, day in, day out, learning from mistakes, getting these spiritual inklings and epiphanies, humbling myself, making sure I'm staying humble. That way I ain't gotta get humble. Hitting the rope of dope and ducking and dodging folk, not out of fear, but out of wisdom. You know what I'm saying? Safeguarding my peace, putting up practical, and I don't like, and people be thinking I'm playing, but let you say something mysterious to me, right? Now we can like have a disagreement. I ain't talking about that. But let me wonder what angle you coming from. I'm ready to stop wondering about it, and I'm just cut you up. You know what I'm saying? Like, check it out, right? I had a guy, he makes more like Aboriginal type of content, but I don't know the man personally. But we've been friends on Facebook for a while. So he had inboxed me and said something to the effect of, check out my channel, whoop the whoop. So I support anybody, you know what I mean? So, he sent me the link, I clicks on it, I hit subscribe, you feel me? But I don't have time to, and I ain't been watching as much content as I used to. So I checked, subscribe, jump. So I'm doing whatever else. So then maybe like a day or two later, he inboxed me and say, hey, what my content ain't for you or something. But it almost sounded like a woman being like, what, you don't like me, or you know what I'm saying? Like, what's up with you? You know what I'm saying? So I was kind of taken back by that. Like, so I'm like, so I respond, oh, you talking about your channel? He said, yeah. And then he said, I don't want no weird people on my page and this, that, and the third. And whoop. So I said, oh, shit, you ain't got to worry about it, folks. So I blocked him on the messenger, and then I unsubscribed from his demonstration, from his YouTube demonstration. I'm gonna solve the problem for you. You know what I mean? You're not gonna coerce me or man, what's wrong with these folk, man? And now I'm gonna get on these woke conscious brothers, right? With all this intellectual knowledge, but then you begging somebody to view your content. Like, would I like 3 million subscribers and all that? Yeah, sure. But I'm of the impression, as it currently stands right here, right now, it's only meant for who it's meant for. If we believe, go back to the word, and I stand on this, and I'm hoping and praying I'm found worthy to be a part of the second Exodus, right? Black people, as you know it, or most people, but I'm just as what we know as black people, right, are done. Done. We're already dead spiritually. So where are we gonna mount up this great cause for? They punished us into the earth so much so we're of no Nah, we ain't, as long, the only benefit or the only use we have now is being singing and dancing and working for somebody's job and all that. But taking this, whatever, and then building something for the next generation, no, sir. How? Back to what I was saying about all them super rich people, right? They got, let's say the one, the media, he got $10 million, right? He could single handedly, let's say, change whatever city he come from. But he won't do it. One, because he has to put his money in a Babylonian bank. Then they'll hit him on tax evasion. Or I seen Tyler Perry got one of these charges now, talking about he yoked the man up and all this here, man. They just come get the money back from you anyway. Or you don't do something right with your estate, and then the court take, or they play each other off on, you know what I mean, fighting over, and then the man wind up with it at the end. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this legacy has to be spiritual. I'm not saying you can't pass stuff down or pass on information or impact someone's life. You know what I mean? But like back in the '70s when we sold grandma and grandpa them land to go buy an apartment, or a condo to make it look like we're successful in Babylon or whatever the case may be, and gave up ownership to go work for somebody else because we don't want to work land no more. That's beneath us. Now that's what I'm trying to get back to. You know what I'm saying? We don't want the responsibility. Like, okay, they cut off food stamps, which will happen at some point. Oh, okay, I'm out of water. You mean tell me ain't no fish in there? Instead of complaining about the fact they're taking away something that they were giving me to stop my personal initiative, why don't I just grab my fishing pole and go to the water and feed my darn self? We don't even want to feed ourselves, let alone how are we gonna mount up some great revolution? And if anything, we'll end up fighting each other. You know what I'm talking about? Just like in the '60s, where I heard these stories about them dropping off guns on the trains in L.A. and Chicago, whatever. They armed a group they're seeking to suppress, knowing that psychologically they're not going to take these arms and go fight us. They'll fight each other and shoot each other for the minimal resources that we put in play by deindustrializing the inner city. The proverbial, let's say, white man know black people better than black people know themselves. What is you talking about? You know what I mean? We ain't gonna muster up nothing. And he knows our desire and intellectually to come together, but he know it won't work in application. And anytime there was a grassroots movement, it either got infiltrated or they took the people out. And then come to discover the vast majority of people that I used to esteem, such as your Marcus Garvey's and all them, they were all part of Masonic Boule secret societies. And then they was be like Marcus Garvey, and they were set up by like controlled opposition. Two opposing factions were set up by the same people. So Marcus Garvey was Boule, and E.B. Du Bois was Boule, or a different Masonic order, or whatever the case may be. But they were both allowed to operate. So just like Democrat, Republican, no matter which one you choose, we control both of them. The game is sold up. But the spiritual, the product of spirituality is also sold up because whether it's New Agey, astrology, you your own God, which is what got us into this mess in the first place. When the serpent told Eve, from my understanding, when God said don't eat that tree, he know when you eat that tree you'll be like him, knowing both good and evil. We ain't been the same since. I got a hard enough time dealing with the stuff I do know. You know what I'm saying? Mentally, you know what I'm saying? I had to get mentally stronger with that. Just like in the word where it say, your women will rule over you and your children will oppress you. Ain't that what's going on now? Nobody know what to do with the youngins. They can't relate to them. And then, there's a plethora of content online about, the modern woman this, the modern woman that. But she still rule over you. You know what I'm saying? And ain't nothing you can do about it because the laws in the society are set up for that to be the case. You can't out-alpha the system that has a spiritual component in it to keep you where you at. The only way you get free is led, not in an organizational religious sense or nothing like that. Led the way the Bible said. Well, the Bible been whoop the whoop the whoop the whoop. That's why it's hard to tell what the actual feast days are. You know, they've changed the calendars so that you won't know it, but the awakening is still happening. Look at your boy. I just within the last year, at let's say spiritual growing pains, right? I didn't set out to, let's say, start fasting. I just started doing it. I didn't just stop, having casual sex. I just stopped doing it, and then after a period of time, realized I had no desire to do that. Um, just being able, having the best or wanting to see the best in folk, right? But then just started saying, yeah, I still see the best in you, but I know you a bamboozler. You're programmed to be that. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no whole bunch of truth telling when it ain't no benefit for telling the truth, other than you went out like a G. Technically, in the town I live in, I'm shadow banned shawty, but I'm the creme de la creme of wisdom. Because, when people find themselves, whether I work with them, know them personally, whatever, in a personal situation, when they go through something, I'm the first person they reach out to. Because they know I'm not going to lead them astray. But they don't want to acknowledge the fact that they're getting the information from me. If that ain't being told, I don't know what is. But, okay, I don't like you. Okay, what I do to you? They can't answer because I ain't did nothing to them. That's how I know it's spiritual. If the world hate you, it hated Yeshua and all the prophets before you. It's not even you they hate. They hating the thing in you, the spirit of the Most High that's in you. That's what they hate. They don't even know why they hate it. They don't even know why they do this stuff they do. I ain't even know when I was doing it. Like I might, I don't know, do something dumb, get locked up. My dad asked me, yo, why you do that? I really couldn't tell you. Because I was being governed by my flesh and my own reasoning and thinking or momentary comfort. You know what I'm saying? This trip, I just went through the uncomfortability and I ain't ducking or dodging. I got some uncomfortable situations coming up now. Primarily financially, but I'm going head first into it. Like I went head first in everything else, and he done just made a way. How I gonna do it? I don't know. It ain't meant for me to do. Because technically, if I know, then I don't need faith. And without faith, I can't please him. That's all I'm concerned with at the end of the day. I don't even like the world, be honest with you. I like the earth. But the world and its constructs that are slapped on top of the earth, you can't get me to sell out for something of the world that I don't want, because I see the illusionary aspect of it or how futile it is. I'm looking for a movement, not a moment. I did all that when I was drinking and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Trying to create these, overnight scenario moments, but then amount to a hill of beans at the end of the day. Ain't none of this stuff I can tell my child that I ain't happy at the time, and your daddy's such and such because I was the man in the street, but you hungry though. Where they do that at? I don't even care nothing about nobody liking me. I like me. I like me so much I don't do dumb stuff or unwise stuff that would regress, my forward motion practically, materially, and spiritually. I enjoy my own company. But at one point, when you coming out the world and them demons tell you stuff that sound true and it seem true, and you got to fight through all that, and you don't even fight it, you just endure it. You just let them talk. You can't argue with no demon. You can't argue with Satan. Yeshua didn't even do that. He just hit him with the word, got tired, said, man, get behind me. And then he left. That's no different than in the street. Or I explained this to my daughter, right? But she don't know no better, right? So let's say, you out and about, and the guy say, hey, what's happening? You ain't really feeling him, right? But he keep talking, and then, or let's say he call you out your name, right? He call you out your name, and then you gonna argue with him, and try to convince him that you're not what he called you. You must be that, because anybody with some sense is not gonna argue with no fool. I'm gone. Now, if you keep pursuing, that's something different. But if, okay, I'll put it on me. Somebody walk up to me and say X, Y, Z, right? And I'm sitting there arguing with them, trying to convince them I'm not what they said. All they're going to do is play some words out and change the conversation around and find an end to get me to do whatever it is they're trying to get me to do. I'm is who I'm is. Oh, you don't believe? Oh, okay. I'm gone. I'm not explaining nothing to nobody outside of maybe my child for teaching purposes. but you should see it after a period of time. I do what I say I do. I live the way I say I live when ain't nobody looking. This ain't no perpetrating a fraud or trying to put on some image of piety or something. I keeps it real in the battlefield. If anything, I'll talk, like Paul said, I'll talk about my mistakes and my infirmities. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'll gloat in. I shouldn't even be on earth. So I try to implore that to anyone else who hopefully don't have to go through the exacerbating situation. I had to become hard-headed to get it now. You know what I'm saying? But I'm already mentally preparing myself that it's gonna look ugly now and ain't nothing really happened. You know, there's still food on the shelves and you can still get DoorDash and, you know, maybe buy some loving or whatever the case may be. We and because of the comfort or the comfort or the illusion of comfort and leisure here, we're not set up to handle any kind of black people can barely handle heat now. You ever heard? Man, come on, man. And we going, man, stop it. Man, stop. And this ain't pessimism. This is just reality. And I'm willing to bet the house on it. Not that I'm trying to say, oh, I'm right, da da da. I know what I'm talking about because I can feel it. I can't quantify it. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't been wrong thus far with little to no evidence. Just like, you know, when you see them deers in the Serengeti or whatever and they grazing, then all of a sudden they all look one way. They can feel the line in the brush. They ain't seen them. They can feel it because part of them feeling it is predicated on their survival. You know, when you talk about these sixth sense and whatnot, due to let's say modern medicine, the food, the air, they're suppressing that sixth sense, that spiritual inclination to move on a thing or not move on it. Oh, it seemed promising, but my sixth sense telling me no, be easy with that. I don't see how this gonna work, but my spirit saying lean into it. You understand me? Lean not to your own wisdom and understanding, but in always acknowledge Yah, and He will lead and direct your path. Now I understand. I've read this 1,000 times. Never made no sense to me, but now it's taken on. It's almost manifest in my life, where we walk by faith and not by sight. And how I say the word is a lamp unto your feet and a guide unto your path. I might have messed that one up. But even with the stuff I know now, I never know when it's going to happen, how it's going to happen, the characters at play, the nuances, so on and so forth. I just step confidently every day because if the steps of a righteous man are ordered, then I understand, you know, we got free will to a degree, but your steps are ordered. Like I said about Jonah, he tried to manifest going the opposite direction. That didn't work because he was called to do something. You can go, if you're called, chosen, whatever you want to call it, you're going. Now, you can go willingly or you can go kicking and screaming, but you're going. So you might as well just accept it. Saying it to y'all, saying it to myself, whatever the case may be. It might be some stuff I don't want to do, but all the stuff I ain't want to do made me who I am now, and I see the benefit thereof now, where people are socially codependent or wherever. Like July, like everybody where I work at in the health department is concerned with their job being online. I'm used to being I don't care, I don't even care. I mean, of course, whatever I'm allowed, I try to be a steward of it. But I don't care nothing about they fire. The job ain't make me, job ain't break me. I just use it as a resource. And one door closed, another one open. Where the door? I don't know. But as long as I keep being obedient, I'm going to walk right into it. You know what I'm saying? That way ain't all, you know, be anxious for nothing. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how else to explain it. But again, I understand as well that, you know, people of the world per se, which we all start out in the world to some degree, can't perceive things of the spirit. So even though I'm saying it however I'm saying it, it may not come across or it don't make no sense. That's why I think science and spirituality kind of conflict, because science you have to prove it. You can't necessarily prove that, or you can't measure or weigh things of the spirit. You just feel that it's there. You know what I'm saying? But you can't necessarily quantify it, measure it, analyze it. You know what I'm saying? You just see the property or what it has produced. Like with this thing they call what's it, dark matter. They can't see or tell it's dark matter, right? But they can tell it's there based on how stuff behaves when it's around. It's something around that. You see what I'm saying? Now I see this thing, but there's something acting on it, but we can't see it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I kind of, cause I was all over the place like I normally am, but they would just highlight me and my man, Emmanuel. I call him Head Savage. You know, that's my main man. You know what I'm saying? And we showing up homeboys. You know what I mean? So we can have different stuff. And here's another one. Why can't we have a different opinion and still be alright? Just like we saw with the shot time. Soon as somebody disagree on a piece of doctrine or this, that, and the third, now they're mortal enemies. Where they do that at? I don't know if nobody I agree with on everything, and vice versa. I just like when people explain, you know what I'm saying? Not that I'm trying to change your belief system or nothing. I just want to hear you explain it. Because technically, if you believe something, you should be able to explain it. Where even if somebody else don't believe it, they can feel where you're coming from. Know what I mean? That's some fireworks in the back. See it. What's that? Oh, I guess it went out. But oh man, I've been on this jump about 40 minutes. But yeah, that's about all I got though. You know what I'm saying? Just keep on keeping on. My man Kawan, shout out to my man Kawan. If y'all like, and I know him personally, his channel's Guitar K. Check my brother out, fitness brother. We both had, you know, certain issues with the substance abuse, but, you know, I support him, he support me. You know what I mean? And now things that we've been taught years ago, we're just now living it. You know what I mean? And it's a beautiful thing to see that brother on here doing this thing and you know, progressing in life. And not even just progressing in a material, but progressing spiritually. Like, I'm pretty sure he's the best version of himself he's ever been because of knowledge that come from life circumstances that you learn and grow from. You know what I'm talking about? It's a beautiful thing in this world, baby. And I guess I'll end this jump on this note. And I believe Tupac was also, you know, not the image that he portrayed himself to be. But I can take, let's say, uh, how would I word it? Oh, there we go. I can take, let's say, a bamboozler, but still pull out the truth that can be applied to me and then use it for my campaign. There's only one way up. Hold your head, stay up. And on that note, I'm going to holler at y'all. One love, baby. Keep on keeping on out here. Oh,